Students, so today we are going to start a new chapter of biology, and the name of the chapter is microorganisms. Now, what is a microorganism? Microorganisms काके बोले? First of all, any organism means any living being that cannot be seen by naked eyes. Pati. Any organism, any living being that cannot be seen by naked eyes, rather we have to use a microscope to see them. Such kind of organisms are known as microorganisms. The first microorganism, the living cell, that was observed by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Therefore, the first microorganism was observed by Mr. Anton von Leeuwenhoek. Now, what are the types of microorganisms? Microorganisms are basically of four types. But the fifth type also, viruses. What are the main four types? They are the bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, and finally the viruses. Okay, so we have the five broad categories. What I told? Bacteria, algae, fungi, protozoa, and viruses. Now what are these? Kake ki bole? Bacteria are the smallest prokaryotic type of cells. Prokaryotic means they don't have a definite shape, definite structure of the cells. Their cells are still immature. So bacteria are the prokaryotic type of cells that are very small and can be magnified to see their structure. But they are so small that their perfect structure or the perfect location of those organelles are not found. They are so small in size. Algae, they are the green colored microorganisms, means they have chlorophyll or chloroplast in them that enables them to perform photosynthesis. Generally, algae are found in water only, in water or moist places only. Why? Because in order to perform photosynthesis, they need water, but they don't have any special cells or tissues to absorb water from the surroundings. Hence, they must stay in water or near watery places where they can readily get water for photosynthesis. Fungi are the non-green plants. Whatever we were discussing it, they were the prokaryotic. ये ना plant and animal, पता नहीं किस category में रखेंगे. Algae and fungi, they are plants. Algae are green plants. Fungi are non-green plants, which have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That means they don't prepare their own food. Why? Because they are non-green in color. They don't have any chlorophyll or chloroplast in them, this fungi. But they can absorb food from dead and decaying plants or animals. They have heterotrophic, rather say they take saprophytic kind of organisms, the type of nutrition. Then we have protozoa. Protozoa means the first kind of animals. Now animals came. यहाँ तो plants चल रहा था, animals came. They are the smallest or the first kind of animals that are present. Because what difference between plants and animals? The cell wall. इन सब में, इन दोनों में सेल वॉल था. बैक्टीरिया का तो सेल वॉल, सेल मेम्ब्रेन को पता नहीं, बिकॉज इज प्रोकैरियोटिक इन नेचर. इसमें सेल वॉल नहीं है, सिर्फ सेल मेम्ब्रेन है. मींस प्रोटोजोआ इज एन एनिमल एंड दीस टू वर प्लांट्स. करेक्ट. So protozoa is the smallest animal that can be categorized as microorganism because they are unicellular in nature. Now we move on to viruses. Virus को किस कैटेगरी में रखेंगे? Plants and animals. सर वो स्पेशल है. Viruses are neither plants, neither animals. They are neither living beings. बोले सर क्या बोल रहे हैं? Virus living beings नहीं है तो आप बोले microorganism में कैसे आ गया? कहाँ से ये आ गया? Because virus are very special category of organisms. They are a bridge between the living and the non-living. जब वो हवा में घूम रहा है, they behave as non-living. They don't have any life process. जैसे if I say Onindor Rai, sir, is living. Why? क्यों? Because there are many processes, life processes that are going inside me. Means I am having nutrition, means there is going nutrition. था ना एक question in cells, name the process that that goes on in a unicellular, multicellular organism. The life processes: excretion, nutrition, respiration, reproduction, and all. So these all kind of life processes are going inside my body. That's why I am being considered a living organism. But these viruses, when they are found freely in air, in any object, in any inanimate object, मिट्टी में मिलता है या हवा में मिलता है या पत्थर में मिलता है या लोहे में मिलता है या लकड़ी में मिलता है, they don't show any life process, they don't have any life process there. लगेगा जैसे dust है, they don't have any life process. लेकिन the moment this virus enters a human body or any host's body, its activity starts. सारा एक्टिविटी न्यूट्रिशन से लेकर रेस्पिरेशन से लेकर रिप्रोडक्शन से लेकर सब स्टार्ट हो जाता है. नाउ सो जब बॉडी के बाहर इट एक्ट्स एज डेड, बॉडी के अंदर इट एक्ट्स एज लिविंग. दैट्स व्हाई देयर आर स्पेशल काइंड ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स जो नाइदर लिविंग में पड़ सकता है नाइदर नॉन लिविंग में. आउटसाइड द बॉडी दे बिहेव एज नॉन लिविंग, इनसाइड द बॉडी दे बिहेव एज लिविंग. देखो ना जो एग्जांपल चल रहा है, हॉटेस्ट टॉपिक ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, कोरोना वायरस. क्यों बोलता है बाहर मत निकलो? बिकॉज द कोरोना वायरस कैन नॉट एग्जिस्ट इन एयर. हवा में या मिट्टी में या पत्थर में ज्यादा दिन बचेगा नहीं, वहीं पे मर जाएगा. Until and unless it is getting a host's body, whenever it will get a body, it will get inside that body into an organism, maybe a human, maybe a dog, maybe a cow, anything. इसके अंदर घुसेगा and it will start reproducing itself. That is the problem. That's why everyone is asking you to stay inside. क्यों? अगर हम बाहर नहीं निकलेंगे, the viruses which are spread around in the air or in the inanimate objects, जो रेलिंग पे है या हवा या डोर पैनल पे है, वो ऐसे ही रह मर जाएगा. It will not get any object. It will not get any host. Like in the moment this virus enters the body, they will start reproducing and doing their life processes. So these are the basic 5 categories of microorganisms. In these 5, this is the worst. This is the most dangerous type of microorganism, virus. Do you know why? Because if I have to kill someone, if I have to kill a person or if I have to kill an organism, I can stop any of the life process. अगर हमको खाना देना बंद कर दिया, my nutrition process will start, I will die. अगर मेरा blood pump करना बंद कर दिया, my circulation will stop, I will die. अगर हम सांस लेना बंद कर दिए, I will die. Suppose if my reproduction ability stops, means I will be the last organism. मेरे बाद और कोई जिंदा नहीं रहेगा. I am the last human being available on the earth. ठीक है? Means any life process को अगर हम बंद कर दे, the organism ceases to grow. वहीं पे वो खत्म हो जाता है. लेकिन that is not the case with viruses. की बोल रहा हम, viruses को जब अच्छा environment नहीं मिलेगा, they will behave as dead. मरा हुआ से behave करेगा. जैसे ही कोई अच्छा environment मिलेगा, they will start again growing up. They will start again rejoicing and they will grow and reproduce again. So these all microorganisms can be killed by giving some chemicals, by giving antibiotics, by giving certain kind of medicines, so that these chemicals will act on them and कोई ना कोई life process or pathways, they are known as pathways, life process और pathways इन चारों में से किसी का बंद कर सकते हैं. But in case of virus का कोई pathway नहीं होता. वो जब चाहे pathway start करेगा, जब चाहे pathway बंद करेगा. They cannot be killed by any medicine. That's the problem. यही हो रहा है ना आजकल कोरोना वायरस में. इतने बड़े बड़े साइंटिस्ट हैं, इतने बड़े बड़े सब लैब एक्सपर्ट्स हैं. Why they cannot find a medicine for virus? Because virus मरता नहीं है. Virus cannot be killed. उसका अपने आप जब लाइफ होगा मरने का, वो खुद मरेगा. You cannot kill a virus. वायरस जितने सारे बीमारी होते हैं, all the diseases that are spread by viruses, they are non-curable. Example, AIDS, non-curable. Then we have that chicken pox, non-curable. Rabies, non-curable. Tetanus, non-curable. Why? All of because this virus. समझ में आया? Why virus is so dangerous? So these are the microorganisms. Now, depending on the size of the microorganisms and the shape of the microorganisms, बस again sir घूम फिर के cell chapter से relation आना शुरू हो जाता है. I told you that the cells have different shapes and size because of their structure, because of their location, because of their function. Here also, all microorganisms have certain functions. Depending on their functions, they have different shapes. Depending on their presence, कि कहाँ वो लोग रहेंगे, they have different shapes, they have different sizes. So the shape and size of microorganisms cannot be predicted कि ऐसा ही shape होगा, they will be square, they will be oval, they will be spiral, they will be round, they will be sphere, spherical, ऐसा बोलना संभव नहीं है. Why? Because different microorganisms depending on their habitat and depending on their use or depending on their lifestyle or how do they live, how do they eat, how do they respire, they have different shapes, they have different sizes. Now where do microorganisms live? मिलते कहाँ हैं sir microorganisms? My forehead is filled with this sweat. There are not less than 1 lakh microorganisms on my forehead itself. My mouth, my skin, my body, everywhere in this air, in the ground, in these pens, in this board, everywhere there are microorganisms. Microorganisms are present each and everywhere. Different kinds of, not only bacteria, not only virus, not only protozoa. Different kind of microorganisms, they are floating around in the air. We cannot see them. Why? Because they are micro. They have to be seen by microscopes. They are all microorganisms. They cannot be seen by naked eyes. That is their definition. है ना? And microorganisms are very specially designed. They cannot be killed easily. Some bacteria, they can even live in volcanoes. They can even withstand the heat of the lava. They are known as extremophiles. Means the microbes that can withstand in extremes of temperatures. They are known as extremophiles. ठीक है? So microorganisms का कोई particular space नहीं है, microorganisms का कोई particular shape नहीं है, microorganisms का कोई particular size नहीं. They can live in anywhere. Extreme ठंडा में रह सकता है, extreme गर्मी में रह सकता है, even volcano में रह सकता है, thermophiles. सूखे रेत में रह सकता है, जहां पे हवा पानी कुछ नहीं है. No organism can live, but microorganisms can live. ये कुछ अच्छा भी है, that is good for us also, that is bad for us also. We shall study in the later course. But these microorganisms are present everywhere that a human can even think of, and they have various sizes, they have various shapes. And these are the 5 categories of microorganisms. Now, microorganisms can be divided into 2 types: useful microorganisms and harmful microorganisms. Okay. Useful microorganisms and harmful microorganisms. Useful किसको कहेंगे, harmful किसको कहेंगे? Both of them. First, the everyday thing that we use in our daily life, that should be discussed first, so that you will see how this microorganism is useful to us. This is the summer season, गर्मी का दिन है. All of you must be eating curd in your daily diet, dahi. Now, what is this curd made up of? Curd is made up of lactic acid. From where this lactic acid comes? Lactic acid comes by the action of lactobacillus bacteria. How is curd formed? Many of your mummy or granny might have been preparing curd at home itself. How do they make curd? They boil the milk in a vessel and they put some curd from somewhere else. That is called joran. है ना? जोरन डाल देते हो, जोरन डालना पड़ता है. They give some curd in that milk and leave it undisturbed for a day. After one day, when they open the vessel, they see that the milk has converted to curd. How has this thing happened? The small amount of curd they put in the milk, that small amount of curd contained lactobacillus bacteria. This lactobacillus bacteria multiplied in the milk. They multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. When they multiplied totally, they converted the whole milk into curd. So this is the first use. The first use of the useful bacteria is in foods. So these are the main points. There are many uses, but the main 5 uses I have wrote. What are those? Food, alcohol, leather, medicine, and environment. Let us explain one by one each of them. The first one, the food that I explained. The first, I just gave an example that how the curd is prepared. The curd is prepared by the action of lactobacillus bacteria. When the lactobacillus bacteria reacts on the milk, they convert the milk into curd. One of the next example is that the edible microbes, that edible food, that the mushrooms, they are the form of fungus. Mushrooms are one of the examples of fungus. The fungus can be directly ate by us. They are edible microbes. That is another use. Then you must have heard the name like yeast, Y-E-A-S-T, yeast. What are these yeast? These are used in the cake industry, in the bread industry. How? This yeast, when I put the yeast in the kneaded flour, aata makhar moddhe jokhon yeast di di, and leave it for some time, what will happen? The yeast will start growing in the kneaded flour. The kneaded flour, the yeast will start growing. And every microorganism, चाहे वो बड़ा हो, छोटा हो, unicellular, multicellular, doesn't matter. But every organism has to respire. सांस लेना पड़ता है. And what is the result, or what is the product obtained of respiration? That is carbon dioxide. So when this yeast respire, they also give carbon dioxide. और वो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कहाँ रह जाता है? इन द फ्लावर, उस मैदा में ही रह जाता है. বাংলায় বলি, মা যে আটাটা মাখলো, ওই আটাটার মধ্যে আমি ইস্ট রেখে কিছুক্ষণের জন্য রেখে দিলাম. কি হবে? ওই ইস্টটা গ্রো করবে. The process by the yeast is growing, it has to take energy. From where will it get energy? By respiration. Respiration করলে কি বেরোবে? কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড. ওই কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড কোথায় যাবে? ওই কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড কিন্তু ওই আটা সানার মধ্যেই থেকে গেল, না বাইরে বেরোতে পারছে না কোথাও যেতে পারছে. আর কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড করে ইউজও করতে পারে, কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড কিন্তু আটাটার মধ্যেই থেকে গেছে. Now, when you take that flour and put it in oven যখন দিই, you have to prepare bread, or you have to prepare cake, or you have to prepare idli or something like that. What will happen? This carbon dioxide will expand and will start escaping from the flour. ওই ময়দা থেকে বেরোতে শুরু করবে. And the gaps created by that expansion of gas will be left behind as holes or pores. That's why there's cake, bread, biscuit, idli, all those have small pores. That makes the thing soft and fluffy. Have you seen that the cakes, they have small holes inside? कहाँ से आया वो? फूटो को कुत्ते को लो. Actually, that were the places of carbon dioxide that was trapped. When I heated the flour, the gases expanded very quickly. That's why the gases expanded and escaped away. तो gas বেরিয়ে গেল, তো ওই জায়গাটা কি হবে? ওই জায়গাটা তো ফাঁকা থেকে গেল. ফাঁকা থেকে গেল, তাই তো জায়গাটা স্পঞ্জি হয়ে গেল, ফ্লাফি হয়ে গেল, নরম হয়ে গেল. So this is how my yeast can be used in cake industry, in baking industry. My lactobacillus can be used for making curd, and the mushrooms can be eaten directly. The fungi can be eaten directly as mushrooms. So these are three usefulness of microbes as food. Now we have alcohol. Alcohol, mauд, sharab. Yes, that is also prepared by microorganisms. When we put any sugary substance, any sugary solution that contains a rich amount of carbohydrates, ठीक है, that sugary substance, that sweet substance, it may be anything. It may be sugarcane juice, আখের রস, which you get in the summer season in the roadside stalls. You have seen akhir juice, that sugarcane juice that you getting, that you can take. You can take the juice that is coming out from grapes. That is the place they prepare wine from it. You can take apple juice, any juice, any sugary substance that contain a rich amount of carbohydrates. There must be much amount of carbohydrates or sugar in it. Otherwise, the fermentation will not take place properly. Another source of fermentation is that mard. Mard means the rice juice that you obtain. Sir, rice juice মিষ্টি হয় নাকি? Rice juice তো মিষ্টি হয় না. হ্যাঁ, মিষ্টি হয় না. It does not contain sugar, but it contains a 90% carbohydrate. Carbohydrate से भरा हुआ है. That mard, which your mummy that throws away while doing preparing that bhat and the rice and all. That contains 90% carbohydrate. So you can take that also. Take that thing in a pot. Maybe in an earthen pot, it is better. মাটির একটা ভাঁড়ের মধ্যে you take that আখের রস, কিংবা you take that grape juice, or you take that mard, anything. And you close the lid tightly you pack with the plastic or rubber or anything, so that none amount of air can get inside it. I am repeating once again, air should not get inside it. This is the only condition for preparing alcohol. Alcohol can be prepared by a process known as fermentation. The name of the process is fermentation. And fermentation can occur only when there is absence of air. Means they have to respire in the absence of air. That is known as anaerobic respiration. The fermentation of microorganisms can produce alcohol. If they are getting air, aerobic respiration will occur, and aerobic respiration cannot prepare alcohol. They will prepare something else. But I need alcohol. So for preparing alcohol, I have to make sure that no air enters that vessel, because that only the process that by which we can produce fermentation, and fermentation occurs only in the absence of air. So what I have to do, I have to take a sugar solution, place it in a vessel, close it tightly so that no air can get inside it, and I have to leave it untouched for few days, maybe 1 week or 10 days or 15 days. You must have heard that in foreign countries they keep that wine in wooden barrels for years. 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. The older they keep the barrels, the richer the wine becomes, the costlier the wine becomes. Utna daam बढ़ जाता है. क्यों? The more you keep the wine or the more you keep the sugar in for fermentation, the more alcohol will be produced. The wine will be more and more tastier. The wine will be more and more better. So the more time you give it for fermenting, the better the alcohol will be prepared. So alcohol is also prepared by fermentation, and it can be done only when a carbohydrate or a sugary substance is kept in absence of air, so that fermentation occurs. So this is also one of the use. And then we have leather. What is leather? Leather is obtained from the skin, from the hide of animals. So you have seen the skin of many animals, or you have seen the skin of many meat shop. You have gone. You have seen the skin lying on the road, or you have seen the skin in many places of many animals. The skin doesn't look so hard, or it doesn't look like leather. It looks like very soft, fluffy thing. But the leather bag or the leather shoe or the leather belt that we use, they are of different kind. कैसे change हो गया? The skin of the animal, how has it converted to such a strong and slippery leather type of substance? That is called tanning. T-A-N-N-I-N-G. Tanning. And this tanning is also done by bacteria. The leather is prepared by putting that hide or the skin in big vessels that contain water, some chemicals, and that bacteria in it. When I put the skin in those big containers, they start rotting, sadna shuru ho jata hai. And all the flesh, all the fats, all the hair from the skin erodes away. Only the pure skin is obtained. The skin is then dried and again treated with a chemical to make it hard. That is how the leather is prepared from skin of animals. So this is also done only because with the help of microbes, because they help to clear away all the extra unwanted things present on the skin of the animals. They have to remove to get the pure skin from it. That can be converted to a leather. Now medicines. Sir, medicine mein bhi use hota hai microbes. Yes. Haven't you heard the name of antibiotics? What is this antibiotic? Have you heard of a Bengali proverb? बीश बीश के काटे, है ना? लोहा लोहा को काटता है, जहर जहर को काटता है. The same process. Suppose I am diagnosed that I have a microbe inside my body and that is causing harm to my body. Okay. Suppose I have a severe stomach upset. My stomach is not well and I am having diarrhea and all those kind of things. Means I have some kind of illness in my body. When I went to doctor, my doctor said blood test korta hobe, stool test korta hobe, ye korta hobe, test korta hobe, okay, test korlam. In the test, it is found that a kind of bacteria is inside my body which should not be present there. There is a microbe in my body. I have to kill it. How? The drug will get inside my body? No, no one can get inside my body. Except microbes. The microbes can get inside my body because they are very small. So, what will the doctor do? The doctor will prepare some kind of chemicals from these microbes and he will inject that chemical in my body. That chemical is opposite. That chemical works just opposite to the microbe which is present inside my body. That thing is known to the doctor. कि A microbe ulto ki, A microbe ulto ki, A microbe ulto ki. That chart is present to the doctor. I am not doctor. I don't know what microbes should, what antibiotics should I put for what microbes. But that thing is known by the doctors. So the doctors will say, এই ওষুধটা খাবেন, the antibiotic. এটা চারটেই খাবেন, বেশি খাবেন না. Why? Because अगर ज़्यादा खा लिए, तो that may be acting something opposite also to my body. That is, antibiotics are so dangerous. But these antibiotics are prepared from microbes. Antibiotics are the chemicals that are obtained from other microbes that are used to control the growth or activity of any harmful microbes in our body. That is the definition of antibiotics. Other than antibiotics, I have one more use of this medicine. They are called probiotics. Now, what is a probiotics? ये तो कभी नाम नहीं सुना हमने. Antibiotics we know. बहुत बार मायन मुँह के नाम सुने चाहिए. Antibiotic खेता होगा, antibiotic ना खेता होगा ना. Antibiotic injection नहीं तो होगा. Probiotic माने की. Have you heard the name of a juice or a syrup that is being sold in the market? Yakult, Yakult. That Shilpa Shetty gives the ad. Yakult. What is this Yakult? This is a probiotic drink. Actually, in our alimentary canal, the food pipe, our mouth, the esophagus, the food pipe, the stomach, the liver, the intestine, everywhere, we have plenty of bacteria, plenty of microbes there. Millions and millions of microbes are here. What do? They don't harm us. They do useful to us. Why? They help our food to get digested. So if this bacteria decreases or the count of the bacteria decreases, what will happen? Our food will take extra time to digest. Our food will not even digest, sometimes happens. So what do the doctors prescribe? At least हफ्ते में एक बार Yakult पीना चाहिए. Why? This Yakult contains some bacteria. Yes, we are actually buying bacteria from the market and drinking. But that bacteria is good bacteria. There is probiotic. When I drink that bacteria goes into our gut, into our alimentary canal and replaces the dead bacteria. जो मर गया था bacteria उसकी जगह जाके बैठ जाता है. So that they can help in digestion of the food. And that will keep our body clean and healthy. So that is one more example of medicines. So microorganisms can be used as antibiotics or probiotics. That is the use of medicine field. And finally, what they use? That is the environment field. How sir? Environment को क्या फायदा होता है bacteria से? Have you heard any name called biodegradable? Biodegradation. What does biodegradation means? Means these microorganisms eat up the dead and decaying organisms. And they clean the environment. You must have seen whenever a dog or a cat or anything that dies in your surrounding, a very unpleasant smell comes. পচা পচা গন্ধ, unbearable. কিন্তু কদিন থাকে গন্ধটা? 2 দিন. Third day, না ওই কুকুরটা পড়ে আছে না গন্ধটা আছে. Everything is clear. कैसे हुआ? Because the microbes have started eating it up. They are converting that dog into simpler substances. যা খাবার খেলো and the remaining they were converting nitrogen, oxygen, carbon. They are releasing the thing in the atmosphere. They are giving back the things that have been taken from the atmosphere. তো দুটো লাভ হচ্ছে. First, ওই নোংরা জিনিসটা আমার ওখান থেকে পরিষ্কার হয়ে যাচ্ছে. If suppose microbes होतो ना तो ये गंदराव कोई नहीं नाचता. Because कोई इसको खाता ही नहीं ना. वो डॉग वहाँ पड़ा हुआ है, पड़ा ही रहता. 1 साल, 2 साल, 10 साल, 15 साल वहीं पड़ा रहता. सोचो तो अगर ऐसा कितना गंदा होता सिचुएशन इस वर्ल्ड का. कितने सारे जानवर मरते हैं हर रोज, कितने सारे पेड़ मरते हैं हर रोज. लेकिन हर रोज एक हफ्ता के अंदर सब डिग्रेड हो जाता है, सब सड़ जाता है. अगर नहीं सड़ता तो पैर रखने का जगह नहीं मिलता. जहां भी पैर रहते यहाँ एक मरा कुत्ता है, वहां एक मरा बिल्ली है, यहाँ एक गाय है, वहां एक भैंस है. एवरीवेयर द होल वर्ल्ड विल बी अ big mound of dead plants and animals. But thanks to these microorganisms, that they are cleaning up the environment. And they are returning the nutrients to the atmosphere. So they are doing the both thing. है ना? The places যেখানে পচা গলা জিনিস বেশি থাকে, in the forests where this degradation process is very high, the forest soil is very fertile. Why? Humus. What is humus? The humus are the organic matter that is present in the soil. कहाँ से है humus? ये humus आया by this degradation. When the microbes act on a dead and decaying plant and animal, they eat up what they need. They release the gaseous portion in the atmosphere, and the remaining solid and the liquid part is mixed with the soil, making the soil fertile. So this is one of the use of this also, microorganisms. Now this microorganism, one more use I have just left. Sorry, I should have in agriculture. So what is with environment? This is one of the. Now, have you seen that in the earlier times, the railway tracks were filled with human shit? Means when the train passed by, the human beings used to do toilet over there, and all the waste and the solid excreta fall on the track itself. That was a very nasty thing, because the track was full of smell and means it was just horrible. But today, nowadays, do you see any human excreta on the tracks? But we have toilets in the train. कैसे? तो toilet कहाँ जाता है? They are bio-augmented. Means they are decomposed within the train itself. All thanks to this microorganisms. There is a specially designed chamber is present, where water and human excreta get stored. That is acted upon by the microbes present, and they decompose it. That decomposed substance is then converted to a fertilizer. It becomes fertilizer. It doesn't have any smell, it doesn't have any side effects, it does not have any harmful effects, nothing. That can be easily discharged to any field. But just think of the situation which in the earlier days, that the human excreta directly that fall on the track while the train moved, and the place become very nasty and horrible. But nowadays the tracks are clean, all thanks to our microorganisms. They are bio-augmenting the human excreta. That is called bio-augmentation. AUGMENTATION. And finally, the use of microorganisms in agriculture. Sir, agriculture, खेती बाड़ी में कैसे? Haven't you heard nitrogen fixation? Rhizobium bacteria. They are found in the root nodules of plants. Rhizobium bacteria are the special bacteria. They are found in certain plants known as leguminous plants. These leguminous plants have certain nodules like this. The plant, and they have roots. These roots, this is the plant, okay? And these roots have certain nodules, these gold spherical objects. These nodules are the home of these bacteria, rhizobium bacteria. The rhizobium bacteria stays in these root nodules, and they help to absorb the nitrogen from the air directly, and that nitrogen can be then absorbed by the plant, and the plant needs nitrogen to grow. You have learnt in that chapter metals, non-metals, that the two non-metals which are used for the plants to grow is nitrogen and phosphorus. So from where will they get the nitrogen? They will get nitrogen directly from the air, but they cannot absorb nitrogen just from their leaves. They have to be absorbed by the roots. Who will help them to absorb by the roots? This bacteria helps them to absorb by the roots. So this is also one of the use of this agriculture. And I told earlier that the microbes help to degrade the dead and decaying plants and animals. This helps in adding the humus content of the soil. And as the humus content of the soil increases, the fertility of the soil also increases. So there are the two ways by which the microorganisms helps in agriculture. So I think these all points are clear to you. How microorganisms are useful to us. That's why the name of the chapter, microorganisms, friends or foes. Friends means how they are helping us. Foes means enemy, how they are opposing us. So till now we were discussing how they were friends. Now we will discuss how they are foes, how they are harming us, harmful bacteria. First, the name itself, diseases. We all know that the microorganisms, they are the main cause of disease. The current situation of the world, the reason that I have to do this online classes, microorganism, corona, there is a virus, microorganism, we cannot see it, but it is harming the whole of the humanity. More than 1,50,000 people have already died and more to come. Why? Because of this one, disease. But sir, all microbes are not bad. Some microbes are very good. So যে microbes ক্ষতি করে, especially যারা রোগ ছড়ায়, that kind of microbes are known as pathogens. কি বললাম? Pathogens. All microbes are not bad because all microbes do not spread diseases. The microbes that spread disease are known as pathogens. That's why the chemical testing laboratories, the blood test, stool test, urine test, ear test, what test, they are known pathologists. Why? Because they study the presence of pathogens, whether the pathogen is present or not. Pathology, pathogens. Now, these pathogens cannot just come in the air and the fly and come to your body. They have to be carried by someone. Who will carry them? There must be a carrier. In case of coronavirus, the carrier is a human being itself. I am carrying the virus from myself to anyone else. If two human beings don't touch or come in contact with each other, the virus cannot spread. Because till now it is not prominent that it is not proved that the virus spread through other any organisms. Humans are responsible. So, the organism that carries a microbe from an infected person to a healthy person, that kind of organism is called a carrier or vector. I am repeating. Pathogens are the microbes that cause disease. Khatam. Means the coronavirus is a pathogen. है ना? HIV virus is a pathogen. Means the microorganisms that causing disease, they are called pathogens. But the pathogens have to be carried from one place to another. That carrying organism, they are known as carriers or vectors. For example, rabies. The rabies is caused by carnivorous animals. কুকুর কামড়ালে, শিয়াল কামড়ালে, বেড়াল কামড়ালে রেবিজ হয়। আমি এমনি একটা কুকুরের পাশে থেকে পেরিয়ে যাবো, আমাকে রেবিজ হয়ে যাবে? না, ওকে আমাকে কামড়াতে হবে। আমি একটা বিড়ালকে হাত বোলাবো, আমাকে রেবিজ হয়ে যাবে? না, ওকে কামড়াতে হবে। Means it has to be carried from organism to organism. Those kind of things are known as vectors. Malaria, it is caused by Plasmodium. It is a one of kind of protozoa. কিন্তু হাওয়ার মধ্যে প্লাজমোডিয়াম ভেসে আসছে, ওকে আমার বডির মধ্যে ঢুকে যাবে? না, নেভার। তাই কার মধ্যে থেকে আসে? থ্রু মসকিটো। একটা মশার সঙ্গে কামড়াবে and through them the microbe will get into my body. So that mosquito is the vector and Plasmodium is the pathogen. বুঝতে পারলে pathogen আর vector মধ্যে difference? Pathogens are the microbes that cause the disease and vectors are the organisms that carry their pathogens from one organism to other. And such kind of disease is known as communicable disease. Communicable মানে একটা ডিসিজ একজন থেকে অন্যজনকে ছড়াতে পারে। হ্যাঁ, one of the deadliest disease in the world, cancer. এই তো রিসেন্টলি মারা গেল ঋষি কাপুর, দেন ইরফান খান। Cancer is a very deadly disease, but it is non-communicable. একজন থেকে অন্যজনকে স্প্রেড করে না। আমি ক্যান্সার পেশেন্টদের একসঙ্গে বসে খাবার খাবো, একই টাওয়েল ইউজ করবো, একই গ্লাসে জল খাবো, নাথিং উইল হ্যাপেন টু মি। বাট একজনের সাধারণ সর্দি জ্বর হয়েছে, কমন কোল্ড, আমি তোর পাশে বসি না, আই উইল অলসো গেট কোল্ড। Why? Because common cold is a viral disease and is communicable. পেট খারাপ হওয়া, dysentery, communicable. That's why doctors ask you to drink clean water, potable water. Why? Because the water that we consume from outside roadside stall or the roadside eateries, they may not be purified. That may not be totally free from contamination. So that may contain some microbes, and that microbes might be carried by some other housefly or some mosquitoes or certain kind of other carriers. If I drink that water, that the microbes will get in my body and I will feel ill. So that is the power of a carrier. Clear? समझ में आया? How the carrier works and what is this communicable disease? Communicable diseases are the diseases which can be spread by a microbe and has to be carried from one person to another. That carrier may be anything. As I gave an example, malaria, that is caused by Plasmodium, carried by female Anopheles mosquito. AIDS, it is caused by virus, human immunovirus, HIV, it is caused by human beings. Corona, it is a virus, it is spread by human beings. Plague, caused by virus, it is spread by rats. There are many examples and many examples of spread also. Okay. Now we are moving on to the second harmfulness. और किस तरह से हमको हार्म कर सकता है? एक तो हार्म तो हो गया diseases. Next, again diseases in plants and animals. These microbes, they can even cause diseases in plants and animals. Plants से वो क्षति करे, animals के वो क्षति करे. How? For example, I am giving some examples because there are many examples I have given in the notes. You have to learn by heart that which organism causes which disease, what is their symptom. है ना? There, for example, in case of animals, there is called a foot and mouth disease. Foot and mouth disease. It is caused in cattle. মানে গরু ছাগল এদের মধ্যে স্প্রেড হয়, caused by a virus. ठीक है? Then we have in fowl, in birds, we have a disease that is called by bacteria. So there are many examples. Then we have in plants citrus canker. It happens in citrus fruits like lemons, but then oranges, melons. These are spreading in citrus canker. Then you have rusting of wheat. The wheat plant, their leaves get yellowish and brownish. Instead of greenish, they become yellowish and brownish. They lose their ability to have chlorophyll and thus they die, because if they don't have chlorophyll, they cannot do photosynthesis. है ना? Then smutting of rice. The rice becomes rotten before it can get ripened. So these are some examples that the microbes caused in plants and animals also. They are also communicable. So that's why we weed the dead and the weakened or the diseased plants and animals. Whenever suppose in a poultry farm, if I see one of the bird is not feeling well, one of the bird is seeming to be unhealthy, we have to separate it out. Because if that stays there, the whole of the farm will get infected. If a plant gets infected, I have to cut it out, I have to throw it out, so that the others do not get infected. Because all the diseases that are caused by microbes are communicable. That can be caused from that can be spread from one organism to another. Correct? One is a bird flu. That is very dangerous. That may even travel to human beings, also avian flu or bird flu, caused by virus. Okay. So there is a big chart that is given in a book also. In a book also you will see easily there are 3 charts given. Disease of human, disease of plants, disease of animals. Which disease, the name of the disease, the cause of the organism, and how do they spread. This is given in the book clearly in a big chart that is given. So you have to learn it by heart. There is no escape in that. Okay. Now we move on to the next harmness. That is food poisoning. Sir, what is food poisoning? We keep our food in refrigerator. Why? Suppose in the morning I have prepared a meal. I have prepared matar paneer. Very tasty. I consume how much I could have. My family consumed whatever they could have. But still a bowl of matar paneer is left. What I will do? I will throw it away. No. I will store it for the later. We have to save food, no? Because food is very precious, very costly. So I will save the food. But I will place it in the refrigerator. I cannot keep it in the open. বাইরে রেখে দিলে রাতে খেয়ে যাবো, টক হয়ে গেছে, খারাপ হয়ে গেছে, খাওয়া যাচ্ছে না, গন্ধ উঠছে. It has become foul. It has become wasted. Why? कैसे खराब हुआ? আমরা সাফ সুতরা একটা পরিষ্কার বাসনে রেখেছিলাম, ঢাকা দিয়ে রেখেছিলাম টাইট করে, কিছু ঢুকেনি, কিছুই হয়নি, তো কি করে খারাপ হলো? আরে ভাই কিছু ঢোকেনি, মাইক্রোবস তো ঢুকেছে, হাওয়া তো ঢুকেছে, মাইক্রোবস তো আছে। দিস মাইক্রোবস আর লিভিং অর্গানিজমস, দে উইল হ্যাভ লাইফ প্রসেসেস। অল মাইক্রোবস, যেন আটার মধ্যে বললাম ইস্ট দিয়ে দিলে কি করে, দে রেসপায়ার করে, রেসপায়ার করলে কি হয়, কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড বেরোয়, আর কার্বন ডাইঅক্সাইড থেকে ওটাকে ফুলিয়ে দেয়, কেক বানাতে সাহায্য হয় ফুড ইন্ডাস্ট্রি। সিমিলারলি কোনো কোনো মাইক্রোবস আছে, সব মাইক্রোবসই যার মধ্যে ফুড পয়জন যারা কজ করে, ওরা কি করে, যেন এক্সাম্পল হচ্ছে স্টেফেলোককি বলে একটা তোমার মাইক্রোবস আছে, ওরা স্পেশালি এই ফুড পয়জন দে আর ফেমাস, স্টেফেলোককি। তো ওরা কি করে, দে excrete, they remove, they throw out their waste. Every microbes throw out their waste, so they also throw out their waste. This waste is acidic in nature, this waste is not good, acid thakbe। So when this acidic substance mixes with your food, ki hoy, top hoy jay, it becomes stale, hai na, it becomes sour, it is uneatable now, it is non consumable, ye nahi ho sakta। And if I consume that food, I am actually taking that chemical in my stomach that will cause some creation of poison or some kind of toxic substance in my body, that is called food poisoning। That when we consume a food that is contaminated by a microbe, that contaminated food will create some toxic substance in our body, that toxic substance causes illness in our body such as stomach ache, vomiting, fever, nausea, that is known as food poisoning। Now, how to prevent this food poisoning? The food must be preserved. Food is a very costly resource. Many of you have seen in the recent times in Corona, many of you are privileged that you are getting food, but many in the roadside urchins or many poor people, they can't even afford food in these days. So we cannot waste food. So how to preserve the food? Food preservation is very necessary. Food preservation. So the topic of this food poisoning is food preservation. How to preserve food? The first one of the ways I already told you, that keep it in fridge. Sir, fridge রাখলে কি হবে? কোনো জাদু হয় নাকি ফ্রিজে রাখলে? না, ঠান্ডা। The microbes are also living organisms. They also need a particular temperature, particular condition of moisture, particular condition of air to grow, to reproduce. ঠান্ডা করে দিলে they don't get the ability to reproduce. যা মাইক্রোবস আছে ওইটুকুই থাকে, আর বাড়তে পারে। As a result, even ki kono microbes more jay beshi thanda korle, as a result my food is safe, hai na? You will see in many big restaurants they keep the food in chilled places, bodo mane they have that chillers or big cartons that are fully filled with ice, and they keep that food in that ice. Why? Because that extreme cold temperature will not allow the microbes to reproduce and may even kill the existing microbes that are present. So the cooling or chilling is one of the process of food preservation. Next is heating. We have to boil substance up to 100 degree or more than that degree Celsius, hai na? We use boiled milk, দুধ খাবার আগে বলে একবার ফুটিয়ে নিতে হয়, কেন? টু কিল দ্য ব্যাকটেরিয়া। যে খাবারটা তুমি আছে সবাই আমি রাত্রে খেতে পারলাম না, মা ভালো লাগে না, রাত্রে শরীর ভালো নেই, সকালে খাও, तो मटर पनीर जो बच गया था उसको फ्रिज से निकाल के गर्म करके रखो, ठीक रहे। Heating is required because the same process, as I heat the food to a certain extent, to a higher temperature, what will happen? That will seize the multiplying or the reproducing ability of the microbes and may even kill the microbes that are present in the food. Okay, my work is done. I cannot remove totally the microbes, but actually I can stop the microbes from multiplying. So that is the work of the heat. Heat does not allow the microbes to multiply and may even kill the microbes that are present in it. So ho gaya my food preservation. Next is adding chemicals. You must have seen the jam, the jellies, the sauce, the ketchup that we use in your homes. The ketchup bottle, big Maggi or Kisan tomato ketchup that you use in your home. A big bottle is bought by your father. You use it for 1 month, एक मास धोरे चले, सम थोड़ा करके यूज करते रहते हैं, खराब नहीं होता वो। उसको ना गर्म करना पड़ता है ना ठंडा करना पड़ता है, जैसा ही रख दिए, फ्रिज में रख के तब भी चलेगा, बाहर रखे तब भी चलेगा, इट डज नॉट गेट्स रॉटन, ये खराब नहीं होता। क्यों नहीं होता? because the manufacturing company Maggi or Kisan या Heinz या जो भी हो, they have put certain chemicals in it. वो chemicals does not allow the microbes to grow in that. So one of the example of a chemical is sodium benzoate. Sodium benzoate. That chemical is a food preservative. That chemical does not allow the microbes to grow in it. So you can also do one thing. You can bring that chemical benzoate from the market, और जब भी खाना बनाओ कुछ दिन के रखना है, कुछ थोड़ा डाल दो. For example, I am very fond of this Amit chutney, the one of the most favorite food in this summer season. But the sad thing is that this Amit chutney can be prepared only from raw mangoes, kacha aam. It cannot stay for long. So what I do, I will take that mango, or I will prepare the chutney and put some sodium benzoate into it, and will keep it in a glass jar, glass bottle or glass jar. It will stay for a long time. Yes, it can stay. But we don't use chemicals. We are afraid of using chemicals. पता नहीं क्या side effect करेगा. That's why যে আচার যে তোমার মা তৈরি করে, কিংবা যে নুন আচার কিংবা যে টক আচার যে মা তৈরি কি করে, অনেকটা করে নুন কিংবা অনেকটা করে চিনি দিয়ে দেয় কিংবা তেল দিয়ে দেয়. That is also pickling, pickles that your mom and your grandparents prepare. Well, how do they prepare it? By adding excess of salt or excess of sugar or excess of oil in it. क्या होता है? Osmosis, reverse osmosis takes place. Means all the fluid from the microbe's body is sucked by that excess salt and the microbes die. This is also one of the process. So कितना process सीखे? Cooling, heating, adding chemicals, adding excess of salt, sugar and oil. One more process there, pasteurization. What is this pasteurization? The food that we get from the market, the milk that we get from market are of two types. One milk is the fresh milk that we get from the cow shed, গোয়াল থেকে যেটা নিয়ে আসি, গোশালা থেকে দুধ দুয়াই সঙ্গে সঙ্গে একটা বোতলে ভরে নিয়ে চলে যায়. The fresh milk that we get from the cow shed. And the packaged milk which we get in packets, Amul milk, Amul Taza, that we get from the shops. Two types of milk are available in the market. है ना? वो दूध तो संगे संग when it is prepared fresh, there's no problem in that. But the milk that you're taking from the market, Amul milk, the headquarters of Amul is in Gujarat, or I don't know from where that Amul milk is coming from. Maybe 7 days old. खराब नहीं होता सर वो? नहीं खराब. Why? Because that is pasteurized. You must have seen a pasteurized milk. It is written on the packet. Pasteurized. ये pasteurized का माने, what is the meaning of this pasteurized? Pasteurized milk means the dairy products, especially the dairy products, दूध, doi, paneer, these all things, they heat to a certain extent. They heat up, quick heating, up to 100, 150 degrees Celsius. And within 1 minute, cooled up to 0 degrees Celsius. Sudden heating and sudden cooling. This sudden heating and sudden cooling of certain times, दो चार बार एमनी कर ले, की होबे? All the bacteria, because bacteria are extremophiles, they can exist in both extreme heat and extreme cold. But a certain bacteria cannot sustain both. একটা ব্যাকটেরিয়া আইদার খুব ঠান্ডাই থাকবে, একটা ব্যাকটেরিয়া আইদার খুব গরম থাকবে. একটা ব্যাকটেরিয়া ঠান্ডা গরম দুটোই থাকতে পারে না. তো আমি কি করলাম? ঠান্ডাও করলাম, গরমও করলাম 1 মিনিটের অন্তরে. সময় দিলাম না. সময় দিলে ওরা বেঁচে যাবে, বেরিয়ে যাবে, নিজের উপরে একটা সিস্ট ফর্ম করে নেবে. সময় দিল না, 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে ঠান্ডা, 1 মিনিটের মধ্যে গরম. এটা 3-4 বার করলাম. তো what happens? The bacteria present in the milk will die. This process is known as pasteurization. Pasteurized. And one of the last process is drying or keeping it in airtight containers or airless containers. Drying means grapes, angur, that we eat in the summer season. That grapes can be stored in our homes in containers hardly for 2 to 3 days. If you leave it for some time, it will start rotting. Sarna shuru ho jayega. Food poisoning will start occurring. But the raisins, kishmish, they are prepared from the grapes only. Grapes को dry करके, सुखा के, they can be kept for years. एक बच्चा रखे तो टेबल पर पड़े घंटे किचु आवे. Why? Because grapes contain fluid. Grapes contain water that helps the microbes to grow. If I remove the fluid, if I remove the water, what will happen? The microbes will not get fluid to grow. That happens there. है ना? So that is also a process. Drying. To sukiye deva. Drying. Dry. And keeping them in airtight containers which do not contain air, that air cannot enter, because the air will contain moisture in the rainy season. That moisture may help the microbes to grow. So that is also one of the process. Correct? Now, moving on to the next topic. We have the last topic known as nitrogen fixation. Nitrogen fixation. What is this nitrogen fixation is all about? I told you now, the usefulness of the microbes, that is, they help in agriculture because they have rhizobium bacteria. The rhizobium bacteria stay in the root nodules and they absorb nitrogen from the air. That is the main source of absorbing nitrogen. So that is nitrogen fixation. But other than this, there are other methods also of nitrogen fixation. One is by adding fertilizer. আমরা যে খাদ দিই, সার দিই, the fertilizer, urea, ammonium phosphate, they all contain nitrogen. But I have to give ना, अगर कोई नहीं दिया तो plant मर जाएगा? नहीं, plant को यहाँ से मिलेगा, from the bacteria. Another method is from lightning. Whenever lightning occurs, बिजली चमकता है, lightning occurs, the nitrogen and oxygen mixes together in the air itself. And if it rains, this nitrogen dioxide in the acid base salt chapter mone karo, nitrogen dioxide plus water gives HNO3, nitric acid. This nitric acid falls on the ground. But nitric acid is very weak, that can be absorbed by the plants. Nitrogen to jab mil raha hai, nitrogen can be absorbed by the plants. So nitrogen is absorbed by the plants basically by three processes. First, by human beings, they will supply the nitrogen to the plants in the form of fertilizers and manures. Second, in the process of lightning, when lightning occurs, the nitrogen oxygen mixes in the air itself and falls to the ground as nitrites. And finally, by bacteria, they can absorb the nitrogen directly from the atmosphere and convert into soluble nitrates or soluble nitrites. This is known as nitrogen fixation. Now, we have to learn step by step how this nitrogen fixation occurs in case of rhizobium bacteria. There are certain steps for this nitrogen fixation to take place. Let me explain this to you with a diagram. Okay. So please don't mind diagram, just a cow and a tree has been drawn. So this is the atmosphere. Okay. I have nitrogen in the atmosphere, N2, nitrogen. This nitrogen can be absorbed directly by the plants with the help of this rhizobium bacteria. Okay. Now, the process by which the nitrogen is directly changed to nitrates by the rhizobium bacteria is known as nitrification. It is known as nitrification. Clear? Now, these nitrates are then absorbed by the plants. The nitrates are then absorbed by the plants and it is converted to ammonia. Okay. This nitrification is then absorbed by the plants and is converted to ammonia. This process is known as ammonification. Ammonification. When these animal, the cow or deer, anything, when they eat this plant, this ammonia enters their body. Okay, these ammonia will again This ammonia will either stay in their body or will deammonify and will form deammonification. Deammonification. But whenever these plants go step by step, first this atmospheric nitrogen is absorbed by the plant. It is known as nitrification, absorption, absorb करिए, ठीक है. Now this nitrogen that the plants have absorbed must be changed to their body parts. That is known as ammonification, changing of nitrogen to ammonia, ammonification. Now when this ammonia is eaten by this cow, this ammonia has to be converted to their form, from the plant form to the animal form. This is known as deammonification. Okay, but when both of them die, जब मरेंगे, then what will happen? Then the nitrogen from their body and nitrogen from their body will come and will go back to the atmosphere again. This process is known as denitrification. So the total cycle goes like this. The plants absorb nitrogen with the help of rhizobium bacteria or by other means. That process is known as nitrification. Once the nitrogen is absorbed by them, that is converted to ammonia, is ammonification. This ammonia will stay in their body or will get deammonified as deammonification, but the nitrogen will stay. A form of nitrogen will always stay in the body. When the plants or animal die, their body is eaten up by the microbes and their body is simplified, तोड़ दिया जाता है, and the nitrogen is given back to the atmosphere. That process is known as denitrification. So this cycle goes on. Again absorb, again convert, again back. Again absorb, convert back. This process will go on. And this process is known as nitrogen cycle. And that's why the amount of nitrogen in air never decreases. सोचो ना, इतने सारे प्लांट हैं इस दुनिया में. Everyone will absorb the nitrogen from the bacteria. Everyone will absorb the nitrogen from lightning. But does the amount of nitrogen decreases? हम लोग भी पढ़े थे, amount of nitrogen is 78% in the atmosphere. कमा क्यों नहीं? For the last 20 years. क्यों? Because the amount of nitrogen is absorbed by the plants is again given back when a plant dies. Means the amount of water, nitrogen remains same. Just like water cycle, the amount of water that falls from the clouds is again found back by the cloud by the evaporation. Similarly, the amount of nitrogen is absorbed by nitrification is given back by denitrification. This nitrification is also done by bacteria. This denitrification is also done by bacteria. That's why this process is known as nitrogen cycle, and it is used and is a useful effect of microorganisms. This is the end of your chapter, and I hope you will enjoy the question answers or the exercises that will be given by me. Thank you.